Hello Susanne, welcome back to another video. I hope that you guys are all doing well today and always. Why am I so awkward? Alright, for today's video, I want to talk about how to find an English speaking job in Germany. As many of you guys know, in some previous videos, a few videos back, I talked about how I recently got a new job in Germany, an English speaking job. So I wanted to share with you some tips on how you can also find an English speaking job here, because I know how stressful, how irritating, how demoralizing sometimes it can be to look for a job. It's such a time consuming process that makes you question everything about yourself, and I just want to make this as easy as possible for you guys, because yeah, it is tough out there to find something quickly, something that's suited for you, and I just want to make sure that you guys have all of the tips that have helped me. I'm specifically going to talk about sites that I use and certain things that I did in order to help me land a job here. If you are interested in more of my background story and visas and all of that good stuff, I do have a bunch of videos where I've talked about this in the past, and I also do offer one-on-one coaching calls where we can chat about your specific situation. So these are just going to be more general tips on how to find a English speaking job in Germany. And yes, it is definitely possible now more than ever. So many people are moving to Germany to find English speaking jobs, and the German government is encouraging it as well. So it's actually a lot easier, I think, compared to even 5 years ago when I first moved here to work in Germany. So yeah, hopefully these tips will help you guys out. Starting off with 3 of the main sites that you definitely want to have a tab for on your browser, and these are just general search engines for jobs. I'm sure we all know these sites, but I just want to point them out because they are still very important in Germany. We got LinkedIn, we got Indeed, and we got Xing or Zing. I'm never quite sure how to pronounce it. I think it's Zing, but please correct me if I'm wrong. These are massive, of course, job search sites, and Zing more specifically is for the German market as well, in case you haven't heard of it. But my tip here for navigating through these sites to find English speaking jobs is to get as specific as possible when searching for a job. If you just do a general search, you are going to be so overwhelmed because you're going to see so many jobs that populate in German and that require German, and you may just think there's nothing out there for you. So you want to get very, very specific when searching for the job. So of course, enter your title into the job field, or to the search bar, I should say, followed by words such as English, English speaking, international experience. These are really, really important keywords that you want in order to filter down the list and actually find English speaking jobs. It can be as simple as just adding the keyword English to your job search, and you'll see that so many options will populate. So that's going to be my first tip. Make sure you check out those 3 sites and that you're constantly looking on them, setting up alerts for jobs that match your criterias, and make sure that you do get very, very specific with the search bar, search field, whatever you want to call it. So that's going to be my first tip there. My second tip would be to check out local sites for jobs. There's a lot of local sites. For instance, in Berlin, there's jobsinberlin.eu, and I'll go ahead and leave other ones down below. But most major cities will have sites where you can search for jobs, or they'll post jobs to that area that are local to that area, and many of them are in English as well, and they even break it down sometimes by specific field too. So make sure that you are constantly checking out those sites. Even there's other websites like Make It in Germany, among other ones that have their own job boards where they also post jobs too in English. So make sure that you are checking out those sites. I would also recommend checking out things like Facebook groups. So do a search for your city and then your field or your industry and try to get into some Facebook groups and see what's popping there. A lot of people will oftentimes post jobs because they may work for the company and they may get some type of referral bonus. So it's always good to check out to see what is available on Facebook as well. Before I jump into the third tip, I want to give a huge shout out to today's partner, which is WonderTax. I've used WonderTax in the past, you guys, and they will literally make it so easy for you to file your taxes in Germany, because of course with working in Germany, it means you gotta file your taxes, pay taxes, and dealing with this and doing it all on your own and dealing with German bureaucracy can be extremely complicated and stressful, especially if you don't speak the language to a proficient level. Even for Germans, filing their taxes is a really stressful process. So just imagine if you are a foreigner. But with WonderTax, you can easily file your taxes online and you can do it from the comfort of your own home. I've done it myself just sitting on my couch, and it literally takes, I don't know, it took me like 15 minutes. It could take you less, just depending on what you're doing, but it will literally be such a seamless and easy process for you to file your taxes. The platform is offered in English, which is such a bonus, and again, will just remove any headaches and just allow you to not have to stress out about taxes. I remember getting so stressed out about taxes back when I lived in Canada, and now with WonderTax, it's just a super seamless process. They also show you a live tax calculator, so you can actually see what you're estimated to get back for your tax returns. Hopefully all of you get money back, but if you want to know how much you're expected to get back, they will show you that as you are filing your taxes with them, and they will handle all of that paperwork for you. So it's just a very, very easy process. They've been so kind enough to offer you 25% off. So I'm going to go ahead and leave my code right over here along with their website down below so that you can check them out. You're going to have to file your taxes eventually, so I highly recommend checking out WonderTax and taking advantage of their platform. So that's just one less thing to worry about. And yeah, thank you so much, WonderTax, for working with me on this video. You guys already know how much I love you, so thanks for working with me on this video. All right, now for the third tip is to network, network, and network. I cannot say this enough. You want to network both online and in real life. Online, I highly recommend sending out messages through LinkedIn, sending out messages to recruiters, to companies as well that you may be interested in. Send out messages to the management team. Don't be afraid to actually put yourself out there. It's not frowned upon in Germany to do that. And if you truly want something bad enough, then just put yourself out there, because the worst thing that could happen is you don't hear back from them, but you may open up yourself to a different opportunity or an exciting opportunity. This happened to me when I first applied for a job in Germany. I applied while I was still living in Canada. I found a company that I really thought was super cool, really interesting. I went to their website and they didn't have any jobs that met my criteria, but I decided to actually send an email to them, send them my CV, my cover letter, and they liked what I had to offer, and they actually opened up a position for me, and that's what allowed me to move to Germany. So that was a really amazing thing that happened. It was something that was unexpected because, like I said, I didn't see any postings on their site, but I am so glad that I actually emailed them and I put myself out there. So I always advocate to put yourself out there, because really the worst thing that can happen is you don't hear back from anybody, but you may, and that may be your ticket to Germany, or it may be your ticket to a new job opportunity if you're already here. So yeah, network for sure is super important. LinkedIn is a great resource for that. I would also recommend, if you are living in Germany, go to any local meetups that you can, any networking events for your specific industry. I know a lot of co-working spaces also have events too, so check those out to see what types of events align with your industry and what you're looking to do, because it's a great way to meet people and also not only build a professional network, but of course you can build friends that way as well. And at least in Berlin, in a way, it is sort of like a small community too in the job market. Everyone seems to know somebody who works somewhere. Everyone seems to be really well connected. So it's always good to go to these networking events, just to figure out what else is out there for you. Now, my fourth tip, and this is probably the most important tip, and I have talked about this before, and I'll go over this over and over and over and over and over again because it is so important, but it is to apply in English. Do not send a CV in German if you don't speak German and if you are not looking for a German speaking job. It is perfectly okay for you to send out your CV in English, but also make sure that you are sending it in the German CV format way. I have a whole video on this as well, which I will link down below, but it is super important for you to set the expectations for the employer that you speak English, but at least have the formatting in German, because a lot of the times if you don't have the formatting in German for your German CV, then it will get disregarded and you will not even have that opportunity to get that job. So this is extremely important. It's something that often gets overlooked by foreigners. They just send out the typical CV format that they have from back home and they don't bother switching things up. Or what they'll do is they just send it out in German, they translate it all, and then it's just so obvious that you don't speak German, because if you're just using a translator tool, it's not going to translate it correctly. And then what's even worse is, let's say you get the interview, you jump on a call and they're expecting you to speak German and you don't. It's just, why put yourself through that? So yeah, just set the expectations, be clear with the employer. I feel like transparency is always the best way to go. So just send out the CV in English, but at the very least, put it in the right German formatting. So yeah, those are the 4 tips that I wanted to share with you guys. I really hope that you found these helpful. And if you are going through the job search process right now, I'm wishing you all of the luck. I know it's a very stressful process and can often be discouraging, but you've got this. Follow these tips and honestly spend a lot of time every single day applying for jobs. I always like to say, even on the coaching calls, it's a numbers game. The more applications you send out, the higher the chances are that you are going to hear back from a company. But also, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and network and just reach out to the companies that you're truly interested in, even if you don't see opportunities, and create a really good, solid CV and cover letter to go along with that. But yeah, I'm wishing you guys all the luck. You got this, and thank you again to Wonder Tax for working with me on this video. Make sure to check them out, you guys, when it comes to doing your taxes in Germany. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to stick around, hit subscribe, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Tschüss!